So, AI is pretty much everywhere, right? But here's the thing. Making actual money from it, that's a totally different ballgame. Businesses everywhere are asking themselves this one huge question. How do we actually cash in on this amazing tech without tripping over all the risks? All right, let's get into it. Let's open up the playbook for winning the AI game. Okay, first things first. Let's just wrap our heads around how massive this opportunity really is. This isn't some small niche market we're talking about. No way. This is a total fundamental shift in how the whole economy works. Get ready for this number. The global AI market, it's on track to be worth almost $760 billion. I mean, that's just a mind-boggling figure. It's one of the single biggest economic plays of our lifetime. But, and this is a big but, there's a catch. So even with all that money floating around, get this, nearly half of the companies that have actually built Gen AI features into their products, they're not making a dime from them. It's wild, right? There's this huge gap between making something cool with AI and actually capturing any of that value. And that right there is the central challenge, the $760 billion question. It's not enough to just have the cool tech. Nope. You need a real strategy, one that has a killer offense for bringing in the cash, but also a bulletproof defense to handle all the risks. So how on earth do you pull that off? All right, let's talk offense. Let's talk about making money. Now, there's no single magic bullet here, no one-size-fits-all model, but what we do see are 6 core strategies that the companies who are crushing it are using to turn their AI features into cold, hard cash. First up, you've got usage-based pricing. This one is super straightforward. It's all about fairness. It's like your electricity bill, you only pay for what you actually use. So if a customer is making a ton of API calls or burning through tokens, they pay more. If they're a light user, they pay less. It perfectly lines up the cost with the value they're getting. Then you have the classic, the one we all know, the subscription model. Think Netflix or Spotify. You bundle all your cool AI capabilities into predictable monthly or yearly plans. This is fantastic because it makes budgeting a breeze for your customers and it makes the sales conversation so much simpler. Everyone knows what they're getting and what they're paying. No nasty surprise bills at the end of the month. Okay, now this next one is really interesting and super powerful if you can pull it off. Outcome-based pricing. Here's the deal. The customer doesn't pay for the AI tool itself. They pay for the result it creates. So imagine paying only for the qualified sales leads your AI finds, or for every single customer support ticket it successfully closes. The alignment with your customer's success is just perfect. But you've got to have a ton of trust and really solid tracking to make it fly. So here's a quick look at all 6 of these offensive plays side by side. We've talked about the big 3, but you've also got agent-based models, which is kind of like paying for a virtual employee with a specific skill. Then there are hybrid models that mix and match, maybe giving you a subscription base with some pay-as-you-go on top. And finally, ecosystem models, where you're the platform and you charge other people to build their own AI stuff on top of your tech. Think of this as your menu of options, your cheat sheet for figuring out what's going to work for you. Okay, hold on. Before you get all excited and just pick one of those pricing models, there's a crucial first step. And I mean crucial. You have to prove that your AI is actually delivering real, tangible value. I mean, it's simple, right? You can't ask people to pay for something if you can't even show them that it works. This quote from Imbal Shani, the CPO at Twilio, just nails it. She says, "You define success by the business or customer outcome, not by whether AI was used." And that's it, right there. Nobody cares that you're using AI. They care about what it does for them. Does it help them ship code faster? Does it close support tickets with a single click? That's the stuff people will happily open their wallets for. So how do you actually measure that? You've got to track the right things. You need to gather your evidence. Are you seeing at least, say, 25 to 35% of your active users actually trying out the new feature in the first month? Can you prove it makes their job 20 to 40% faster? If you can hit metrics like these, boom, you got a rock-solid case to start charging money. All right, so you've done it. You've got your killer offensive playbook. Your AI is delivering value, you've got the data to prove it, and you have a pricing model ready to go. You're all set, right? Well, not so fast. That's only half the battle. Because what happens when that amazing AI asset suddenly becomes your biggest, most terrifying liability? And that brings us to defense. Every single company playing in the AI space needs a defensive playbook.
This is all about managing the legal landmines, the ethical gray areas, and the massive data privacy risks. And let's be clear, this isn't just about dodging some fines. This is about building a product that your customers can actually genuinely trust.
And trust me, the rulebook for this stuff is, well, it's a mess. It's complicated and different everywhere you look. Just take the UK and the EU, for example. The UK is going for a more hands-off pro-innovation vibe, letting existing regulators handle it. But the EU? They've dropped the massive EU AI Act, which is super comprehensive and based on how risky the AI is. It just goes to show there is absolutely no one-size-fits-all when it comes to playing by the rules.
So to get through this maze, you need a solid framework. Here's a simple way to think about it. You've got 3 pillars. You have your data and you have your model. And then, wrapped around both of them like a protective shield, you have governance. Those are the rules, the guardrails, the whole system that keeps everything safe and under control. And when we zoom in on that data pillar, whoa, there are some serious risks your defense has to cover. Are you using data for something you never told people you would? Did you scrape a bunch of data off the web to train your model? And was that even legal? What if your AI starts spitting out copyrighted material? And the big one, the black box problem. What happens when your AI makes a huge decision and you have no idea how to explain it? These are the real landmines you have to carefully step around. Okay, so let's recap. We've got our offensive playbook, all about pricing strategies and proving your value. And we've got our defensive playbook, managing all that risk and regulation. The secret to actually winning the AI game? It's bringing those 2 playbooks together. They have to work in perfect harmony.
And this might be the most important takeaway of this whole thing. Your defensive strategy, it's not just boring compliance work. It's actually part of your offense. In AI, trust is not some fluffy nice-to-have thing. Trust is a feature, and it's a feature you can monetize. Things like reliability, privacy, control. Customers will absolutely pay a premium for that peace of mind.
So how do you actually build that trust? Well, you can take real concrete steps. Be totally transparent. Publish your AI's performance stats, the good and the bad. For really big decisions, add a human in the loop, a button that says, "Are you sure?" Give admins total control over their data with things like audit logs and retention policies. See? These aren't just safety nets. They are product features that make people feel confident enough to swipe their credit card. And that brings us to the one final, crucial question you have to ask yourself. Is your AI just profitable? That's not enough. Is it just defensible? Also not enough. To truly, truly win this game, your AI has to be all 3 things at once. Profitable, defensible, and deeply, fundamentally trusted by the people who rely on it every day. So, is yours?